This video just contains some pre-work to get you ready for class tomorrow. So the discriminant is the part underneath the radical. So the discriminant is the b squared minus 4ac part of the quadratic formula. When the discriminant is positive, it has two roots, x-intercepts. They are real. And the graph is going to have, because it has two roots, it goes through the x-axis in two places. When the discriminant is 0, it has one root, it is real, and it means that the vertex is on the x-axis. When the discriminant is negative, it has no roots, no x-intercepts. The roots are imaginary. And it means that the graph does not cross the x-axis. So here's an example of what it could look like. So to calculate the discriminant, you need to make sure that the graph or the function is in standard form. And it's always a good idea to make a list of what a, b, and c are when you're completing the problem. You would calculate what the discriminant is, b squared minus 4ac. So -4, no need to use the entire quadratic formula because we're only being asked for what the discriminant is. And when we simplify this, 16 minus 16, we get the discriminant is equal to 0. So that tells us that there is one root and that the the function is sitting on the x-axis somewhere. Okay, the next topic that we want to review is how to factor, what an axis of symmetry is, and where the vertex is. So the first thing I need to do is put this in standard form. So y equals x squared minus 5x minus 24. And to factor, I just need to write it in factored form. However you remember how to do this, so whether it's the box method or factor by grouping. Okay, so y is equal to x minus 8. Y is equal to x minus 8 and x plus 3. The axis of symmetry, that is an 8, the axis of symmetry is x equals negative b over 2a, and the axis of symmetry, remember, is the imaginary vertical line that if I folded the parabola on that axis of symmetry, it would fold in half. Okay, so x equals negative b over 2a. So I use the values that are up here. Negative b is negative 5 over 2 times 1. So x is equal to 5/2 is what the axis of symmetry is. These are your answers. Okay, the vertex, when you're thinking about that, remember that the axis of symmetry, because it's the center of the graph, the vertex is on the axis of symmetry. So we know that our x value is going to be the same as the axis of symmetry, and our y value is the function value at 5/2 in this case. Okay. So I'm just going to solve for y when x is 5/2. So y equals, and then put 5/2 in here. 5/2 squared minus 5 times 5/2 minus 24. When you solve this, and I'm leaving out some of the work with all of this fractions, 121 over 4 is the y value. So the vertex is 5/2, comma, negative 121 over 4. There you are.